All right. Well, do a quick introduction while everybody's joining in here. So my name is Colby. I am a client success manager over here at Ylopo. We're joined by Denton and Matt, and I'll let them introduce themselves. Denton, why don't you go ahead first, and we'll do that.
Yeah, so my name's Denton Stowers as well. So I'm one of the other client success managers here as well.
And I'm Matt Crittel. I'm one of the Realtors in Residence coaches here at Ylopo, and I run a team in Orange County, California. We got about 35 agents right now, and we use Ylopo and Follow Plus.
Sweet. So today is we're just going to be going over the ins and outs of remarketing. A pretty in-depth overview. We're going to go over tools like mission control and how it relates to remarketing, and how to find people that are not being remarketed to, and how to add them in manually, and what to do if you have too many and you don't want to add them in manually, that sort of thing. So what do you guys say we go ahead and get started? Are you guys okay with that?
Yeah, I think we're good to go.
Cool. Okay, so I'll go ahead and start out first. Remarketing, we're going to talk about what it is first. Okay, and really what it is, we take your current database that you have, and we market to them with ads for like that have properties in front of them, and that advertise to sellers and put your brand out in front of them to try to get them to come back to your website and engage. So really what we're trying to do is revitalize those old leads and turn them into money, right? The only way that we're going to be able to do that is by generating some sort of activity to make sure that they understand that you are in fact still around, right? And the easiest way to do that is by getting them to click, right? So anything else that you guys want to add to that as far as what it is, what we can do with it?
No, I would definitely say that it's very important to focus on remarketing, especially as we get into the holiday seasons. It's definitely something that you really want to take advantage of. So really looking forward to being able to dive a lot further into that today for everyone.
Yeah, and people are basically seeing your brand, right, 7 to 10 times a month when they're looking around online. So it's like when you go online and you're shopping for a product, and then all of a sudden you start seeing ads for it everywhere. That's basically what remarketing is. If somebody comes on your website and whether they signed up today, a year ago, 2 years ago, they're constantly seeing you over and over again. So you're just staying top of mind. So it's a really powerful tool.
That it is. It's extremely powerful.
Very.
Like one of the first people I got under an agreement was from a remarketing ad, and they were in the database for 7 years, and nobody had touched them. It was the first person that I ever got under an agreement. So it was pretty cool. But okay. So with remarketing, I guess we're going to start on like how to really go about using it. And so I think from there, we really want to dive into mission control first. Okay. And the reason being is because we get to dive into budgets and, what the ads look like and what they're going to be seeing, that sort of thing. Okay. And Matt, if you could go ahead and share your screen and show mission control there, I'd surely appreciate it. So what we start out with first is we want to make sure that you have the right budget, right? And what we generally recommend is anywhere is $100 for every 1,000 leads that you guys plan to remarket to. And there are easy ways to find that by going into mission control, and you'll be able to see your total lead account on the dashboard there. And then we just try to match that up with whatever your remarketing budget is. Now, just because it's recommended does not mean that you have to use that rule, right? So you can set your budget to whatever budget you want, however much you can afford, or if you want to do more, you can do that too. They're just going to see your ad more, right? But $100 for every 1,000 leads is pretty optimal budget. Wouldn't you guys say so?
Yeah, and remember that if you have like 10,000 people in your database, you're not going to have 10,000 matches on Facebook. It might be a little bit less than that. So I believe you can check with your account manager, and they can give you kind of a range of what the matches are looking like to give you an idea of kind of what your budget should be for remarketing. But for me, I try to have every single person in my database on remarketing and getting hit by remarketing, just because it works. It works so well with reviving people in my database.
Yeah, absolutely. And just to kind of speak on that too, you can always reach out to your client success manager, like Matt was saying, and we'll definitely coordinate with our marketing team to see out of your database size what's all matched with Facebook. So we can get an estimate number for you there.
And as far as the budget, when you're in your mission control here, you see where it says adjust budget, there's a little green button. So you're actually able to go in here and just click that. And then you can go here to remarketing and you can type in whatever budget that you want. One thing to call out here is just if you type in a number and it turns red and it goes above your max, then you have to meet with your account manager and then with the marketing team as well. And they can kind of look into your system and, see what kind of upgrade you'd have to do to be able to spend more on your system. So that's how you would set your budget. And then at the bottom here, you just hit save, and that will send a note over to your account manager and they'll have it taken care of for you within about 24 hours, right?
Correct. Yeah.
Yep. I don't know if you saw that in there as well, but it did say that there is a minimum as well. So there's a minimum of $100 to spend now. Okay. And there's several reasons for that. One, say you had like 500 leads and you're like, well, I only want to spend $50 a month. That $50 a month, even on that 500 leads for those Facebook ads, is going to be gone before the month is even over. So we need to be able to pace it properly. So we say a minimum $100 in order to pace it properly to last throughout the month, to keep you kind of consistent. Okay, so there's that. Matt, I think on this one, we're just going to go down to the ads themselves and just kind of let you drive on that one. Is that all right?
Yeah. So for you guys that are doing remarketing, if you're in your marketing and marketing dashboard, there's some little tabs right here, right? You're going to see your listing rockets, your PPC ads, your dynamic ads, and then remarketing. So if you click on the green remarketing tab, this is going to show you all of the remarketing videos, right? So remarketing is two things. One, it's sending out branding videos. The second thing it's doing is it's sending out ads where it's saying, here's some listings in the area. Click here to see more. So that's what the home buyer segment is down here. As far as the branding videos, you can see all of the ones that you have available right here. So if they're green, that means they're turned on. If they're black, that means they're turned off. And you can actually click and turn them off and on if you'd like to. I believe it's like $1 a day for each one that you have turned on. And the marketing team is in here too every so often, right? And they're turning these on and off as well and kind of controlling it behind the scenes. What else you can guys do here is you can download all the videos, right? So you can go through here. And for example, let's say we have a branding video for seller home bot. This is actually one of my favorite videos. There we go. Can you guys see that?
Yes.
All right. So what that does is, here's one of the videos, right? This is HomeBot. This is for sellers. So this is what they're seeing when they're watching your ads. So, get a free report with HomeBot. It's showing kind of a little bit about what HomeBot does.
So I want to answer a question for Cindy real quick. It's going to be a little bit too much to type out. But she asked, will it remarket to our database or Facebook leads? So it's going to, what we do is we take your entire database that has stars links, which we'll go over here in just a few minutes. And we try to match those people up with Facebook profiles, right? If they have Facebook profiles, then we can remarket to them. This also includes any new leads that are produced, okay? Including, it doesn't matter if they're from Ylopo or from a different source, as long as they get a Ylopo stars link, we will try to match them up to a Facebook profile, and then they're eligible for remarketing. So that's why we say we try to match them up, or you want to get the audience size from your account manager. You can get that. It may take a little bit longer because we have to go into Facebook and get that, but there is that. Yeah. Hope that answers your question.
Yeah, so that was an example of one of the videos that go out. And like I said, the seller homebot's one of my favorite ones. Cool thing about these videos too is you can actually download them right here on the right side where it says download video. You can download them and you can use these branding videos in your own social media posts or in your blog post that you're putting up. So for example, I like to take this homebot one and I'll use my landing page for sellers and I'll post it and I'll say, click here to get your home value. And it's another thing you can use to kind of drive people back to your website. And as you can see here, like the cost per engagement is really low, right? So like on this ad, it spent $21 so far, and it's had 1,400 views and then 1,600 people who engage with it. Same thing with this one here at $29, had 2,000, and then this one was a $26 ad and had about the same, about 2,000 people. So, remarketing is also one of the cheapest ways to, keep people in your database engaged. You're also able to create some custom videos. Like if you have ideas for custom branded videos that you want to do to remarket to your database, you can meet with your account manager and the marketing team, and they can help you guys with that. And is the best way to do that, Denton and Colby, just to contact their account manager?
Yes. Just contact your direct account manager. And that way they can help facilitate that for you. So like Tina, I saw your question there in the chat. So we'll reach out to your client success manager to help with that.
Sweet.
And then this is what one of the listing ads look like. So it'll have your name up here, and then it'll have, you know, new listings in the area, and it shows the listings, and then they click them and it brings them back to your website. So those are the two types of remarketing videos that go out. Anything else you guys want to cover on here?
No, I mean, we went over the seller and the buyer options, right? Outside of the branding videos, but yeah, I think that is it. So if you're not seeing some of the branding ads, just let your account manager know, because some of these are older, so they may not be appearing in there. Some of them may be newer. So if they are, then we'll go ahead and get those added back.
Do you guys recommend that people go in here and like turn these ads on and off by themselves, or do you recommend just kind of letting the marketing team control that?
So personally, I say let the marketing team do it, unless you are very, very, very particular with what you're trying to do, right? Especially with the home buyer and home seller ads, I would leave those alone. But if you are really wanting to put your brand out for like sellers and stuff like that, you can do that. But I would certainly recommend that marketing takes care of it. The reason being is they're going to take the ads, they're going to do A/B testing with your audience, and they're going to take the ads that are performing the best and getting the most impressions and the most clicks, and they're going to continue to make those ones run. That's why we say let them do it. But
yeah, everyone's audience is very different when it comes to Facebook. One question we had in the chat too is, do you guys know what the difference is between where it says views versus people engaged on this report here?
Views are somebody who, like when you're scrolling past it, right, on Facebook, they're just seeing the video, viewing the video, right, and letting it play for a certain amount of time. I cannot remember what the time frame is, to be quite honest. Engaging is actually engaging with the ad by clicking on something, whether it's like the comment section or, you know, clicking on the video itself to redirect you or something like that. So they're taking some sort of action.
Right. It's all about the action that's being taken place.
We got another question from Ernest. Will that be available for all license levels? Yes, remarketing is available for all license levels.
Yeah, if you're curious to know about what budget that you have available on your license, you can always connect with your account manager to go over that in detail.
Is there a way I can manually set up to get texts from Raya if they have not visited my site before? We do send out messages when they become a priority, right? Whenever they interact with your remarketing plan, they get tagged with the Y priority tag, and you get a text message from that. So if you're set up to get text message notifications, from Ylopo, which you should be, then that's how you would be notified.
And that's why it's important to have everybody in your database in the system and you're remarketing to them, because then if they click and come back to the site, if it's somebody that you manually put in, that then gives Raya permission to, hey, reach out to that person.
Yeah, Dave, like I said, if you don't have all this set of videos, just let your account manager know, and we'll have our marketing team put those in there for you. Okay. Now we'll go into Follow Up Boss real quick, and then we're going to show you how to add somebody who is not in stars or eligible for remarketing. We're going to show you how to add them in.
All right, so if you have people in your system, and first of all, we kind of want to do a check to see how many people in our system have a stars link, because if they have a stars link, that means they're eligible to be remarketed to, right? So if we all go into our Follow Up Boss here, just go to your people section. And on the right side, there's filters here on the top right. So just click on the little funnel where it says filters. And you're going to add a filter. So you're going to just do Ylopo stars link is empty. And then we're going to do email is good. Those are the two search criteria that you want to put in for this. And what you can do is, once you have this already put in here, at the top, you can click on Save List. And you can save a list and just call it Not in Ylopo. And this is something I recommend kind of going in and auditing, maybe every couple months, once a quarter, something like that, just to make sure everybody in your system is getting put into Ylopo stars. And then what you want to do is, let's say I want to add this person here into Ylopo, right? All I have to do is either go into an existing stars link in my system, or just go to stars.ylopo.com. And that brings me over here into a blank screen, right? Where I can see add a lead on the top left. So I'm going to click on add a lead. And if you're using Follow Up Boss, you can just click on pull lead details from Follow Up Boss, right? Right down here, it says, paste in the URL. So I'm going to go back here. I'm going to grab that link. I'm going to paste that, and then click on where it says pull details, right? So that puts in their name, their email, their phone number. It would say your account name here. So that would be the license holder for your account. And then your subdomain should show up down here. So it should be firstname.yourwebsite.com. On the right side here, if you already know what they're looking for, you can click on create a saved search, and you can put all the recommended search criteria in. If you don't want to put them on a search, just uncheck that box. At the bottom, hit submit and save. That's going to bring you into the stars page for that person. And then it takes about maybe 5-10 minutes. And then you're going to go back into Follow Pause, and you're going to see the Ylopo stars link right here. So that's how you manually put somebody into the system. So, I recommend getting them into Follow Pause first, and then going into Ylopo stars and putting them in that way. Now, if you have this list and you pull it up and there's 10 people on it, go ahead and do it manually. But if you pull it up and there's 100 people or more, a lot of people, just save that list, export it, send it over to your account manager, and you can ask them to just massively import these people into your system for remarketing. Another thing too, just to call out, is if you have different lead sources. So it looks like here I have HomeSnap or HomeLight that was coming in, and looks like what happened was I don't have these set up to auto import through Ylopo. So what you can do is tell your account manager, hey, I need these HomeSnap leads to be auto imported into Ylopo stars. So what would happen is as soon as they hit your Follow Up CRM, they would actually get the stars link right away. And if they inquired on the property, so like in this example, the person inquired on this property, they would get sent listing alerts for that property right away as well. So auto importing is also really important.
Good call out with that, Matt. I think that's really important there.
Yeah, that
I
makes
agree
sense.
with that. Yeah.
So Bill, you asked, do you ask Ylopo or Follow Up Boss to add stars links? You ask Ylopo.
Yeah, you can just contact your account manager and they'd be more than happy to help with that. And that goes for anyone in the session here too. Like, even if you have any questions after this session, just feel free to reach out to your account manager. Like Colby and I, we're client success managers here. We talk about this. Colby, I don't know about you, but I talk about this probably on a daily basis. So, this is really important stuff here. So always feel free to reach out to your direct point of contact for that.
And for that, do you guys prefer that they send you the CSV file, or that they just save a list in their Follow Up Boss and just call it like non-Ylopo and say, hey, upload these? What works better for you guys?
If we have the CSV file, because all we need is to have it exported. A lot of times the reason why I say send the CSV file is because sometimes you may have updated your password on Follow Up Boss and we don't know about it and stuff like that. So if you just send the CSV file to us, we'll make sure that it gets imported.
Yeah.
So Doug has a question. He says he went to put one into the system, and it says that lead's actually being nurtured in the Ylopo cauldron. Would you like them to distribute it to you anyway? So maybe you guys want to talk about kind of what the cauldron is and why that would happen.
Sure. So the cauldron is like a holding tank for some leads that have been generated. Okay. Let me see if I can get
big keyword there, holding tank though.
Yeah, it's a holding tank. So
yeah,
here we go. I'm just going to pull up somebody else's dashboard here. So I went into just their regular dashboard. Okay. And it's going to say how many leads are being nurtured in the cauldron. Okay. And we're going to have the difference between number of people that have been generated, number of leads that have been generated versus the number of leads that have been distributed, right? So we distribute leads that have to you that have completed enough information to actually be viable for a lead, right? So say we had another lead that came through on one of your ads that started the questionnaire and they got halfway through it and abandoned it. Well, we still have enough information to follow them online to try to get them to come back and fill out the remainder of the information to become a viable lead. But we're not going to distribute that person to you because we don't have their email address. We don't have their phone number. We just are able to follow them at that point. So if that lead is in the cauldron and it has an email address, then you can choose, if you go to enter it manually and it says that it's in the cauldron, to have it released to you before we get all the relevant information out of it. Was that a good explanation of that?
Yeah, and do your lead
Yeah.
filtration settings also affect that, whether they go into the cauldron or not?
Do I say that one more time?
The lead filtration settings?
Does it affect whether if it goes in the cauldron or not?
Yeah.
Yes, it does. Yeah. So if you have your lead filtration settings set up to be really high, which I recommend that you don't like ever have lead filtration on personally, that's just me. If you do anything, I recommend low, like this person has, but we have no lead filtration, low lead filtration, standard, and high. Okay. One of the reasons why people put low on is to try to really mitigate the amount of renters that you get. But you're still going to get some that squeak in here and there, just FYI. But if you go from low to standard, it really, really drops the amount of leads that you're going to be getting from like 80 to 85% to 60 to 70% for what you're paying. If you go on low lead filtration, you're only going to get 80 to 85% of the leads that you pay for, because they give you enough information to fit through that filter, right? Those other 15 to 20% of the people are going to be nurtured in the cauldron.
Right.
Yeah, and for me, like I'd rather leave it on no lead filtration and have those people come in, have them be remarketed to, because you're paying for the lead anyway, so you might as well get it into your system. You know, hit those people with your remarketing. Even if they're renters, put them on some kind of a long-term action plan for renters. And I've had so many people that come in originally as a renter, and then like a year later they're ready to buy. So, you know, don't discount those people.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah, long-term action plan would be
agreement with
really
that.
helpful with that for sure. It looks like Douglas mentioned, he said, but it is in my FUB already, so shouldn't they already have a Ylopo link?
Well, that depends. How did it get there? Was it somebody that was already in your database? Like, or did Ylopo generate that lead? So what was the lead source?
Yeah, because the lead source is going to be kind of the answer for that specifically.
Because I've had the same thing happen where like I knew somebody who I was going to be selling their house. Okay. And I went to go enter them in and found out that they were actually already being nurtured in the cauldron because they were a lead that was generated by the company that I already worked for. Didn't know that. Then I just got it reassigned to me. So
Yeah.
So it looks like Sydney has a question as well on which lead sources automatically get Ylopo links lead from the website. So yeah, any lead that's being generated by Ylopo or that comes in through your branded website, the open house tool, anything that's come in through a Ylopo tool or a Ylopo lead gen will get automatically tagged with that Ylopo stars link. But like I was saying before, if you're getting leads from, you know, other places, like if you're getting Zillow leads or Realtor leads or ZBuyer or, you know, whatever other source there is out there, you can just tell your account manager, hey, I'm getting these lead sources. Can you auto import them? And what's cool about that is if they come in from the other sources and they inquire on a certain property address, we can actually put them on a specific listing alert for that zip code in that area. So they'll come in, get the link, they'll get remarketed to, and they're also going to get listing alerts as well. So it's a really good way to kind of take people off of the other portals that they're coming in from and keeping them on your website, right? So send them over that listing alert link and keep them on your website constantly coming back.
Right. And if anyone's curious of, you know, their sources and making sure that they're being auto imported, you can always reach out to your account manager again. And we've been more than happy to help make sure that it's set up. And if it is set up, we can kind of discuss how they're already getting stars links.
sweet. So Douglas, you said it was imported by you into Follow Boss. So what that means is you already had that lead previously. I don't know where you got that lead, but then your ad also got in front of that lead somehow. I don't know if they either did it on Facebook, because I don't know what your ad sets are like. So I don't know if you're running PPC or whatever, but whatever happened, they didn't fit the filtration method, or they didn't fill out the information completely in order to become a lead, so they're being nurtured in the cauldron. If you already have all of their information, then you can select, it says, would you like to distribute this to your CRM anyway? You could say yes. It's not costing you money to do that.
So Nina here asked a question.
Absolutely.
Is that more effective than setting those sources up FUB lead flow, adding Y import tag, or is it the same?
So it depends on what you want to do, right? My personal preference is to set up the auto imports on the back end without using the tag, just because it is more instantaneous. Okay. if you are wanting to say import some of these for remarketing purposes only and not have Raya reach out to some of these people, like I know I've had a couple of people say like, I don't want Raya reaching out to like my Zillow Flex leads, right? Which is totally fine, right? Then yeah, you're probably going to want to import those with the remarketing tag, the import remarketing tag. I don't know. What do you think, Matt?
What I do is with Zillow Flex ones, what I would do is I would actually have a stage and they would come in and I would just turn that stage off for Raya, but I would still let them be auto imported because I want to let them get the listing alert as well, right? And have them send out listing alerts for that zip code. So I want them to be remarketed to get the listings, but I would just turn Raya off. So whether it's the no text tag or utilizing a separate stage when they first come in to turn Raya off, one of those two options would work pretty well for that.
Yeah,
And
that's
yeah,
pretty much
probably
what
a no text tag.
I'll do with those.
And probably no text tag because they have to use the Zillow stages if they're using Flex. So yeah.
And then if they go cold, you can just take the tag off and turn Raya back on. So that's a good way to do it. And then if somebody wants to find out who doesn't have a search alert in Ylopo, I don't think we can go into stars and find it ourselves, but you can ask your account manager and they should be able to pull you a list.
We'll get you a CSV file of everybody who's not set up on the search alert. We can also get you a CSV file of people who are currently sunsetted or anything like that too. So you just ask.
And then what you can always do is take that CSV and you can dump it back into your follow-up boss and give it a tag. Then you can tag all those people and go through and kind of put them on alert. Or if you want to, they can probably put them on like a dynamic one, like a general one, if you don't want it to be specific and do it all at once, that's fine too. But if you want to go through them one by one, just tag it and then go through your follow-up boss. And then Douglas also wants to know, can sunsetted listing alerts be unsunsetted all at once, or do you have to go in and do it one at a time?
I mean, yes and no. We don't under very, very extreme circumstances, yes, but it has to be very extreme circumstances that we can unsunset them all at once. They have to meet certain criteria in order to do that. But that's something that you have to talk to your account manager too about, just because there are reasons why there's a sunset schedule, right? And so we have to make sure that they went through the sunset schedule properly and that it's not hurting your domain and that sort of thing. So can be done, just a hard process to get through.
Yeah, what I'll do with those is like, let's say the ones who have maybe been on my website in the last like 60 or 90 days, but maybe their listing alert happened to be sunsetted. On those ones, I'll go through and rebuild the alert on those because I know they've been on my website. So I want to send them the listing alert again because maybe they didn't open the emails the first time.
Yeah.
Now, when you're sending it, Matt, do you do it? Do you text, email at the same time, or do you kind of have a different preference with that?
Yeah, I'll do an email or I'll do a text like, hey, I found some new listings in the area, check it out, let me know. And then I'll send over the listing alert link.
Perfect.
Yeah, that's my favorite thing to do. The listing alert link is like a game changer for me, being able to send that out. So it used to be like push listing, which push listings still serve a purpose. But when you set up a new search, it's pretty awesome to just be able to text that link over to them.
Yeah, and the cool thing about that too is like we were talking about, we want to keep all these people on our portal so that we're remarketing to them, keeping them looking at our listing alerts and all that type of stuff. So when you're sending out that listing alert link, I kind of phrase it just like, hey, we created a custom home search portal for you, or like your VIP home search portal, bookmark it, let me know if you need any changes. And then they can just kind of use that as their go-to every time they want to look at properties.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's an evergreen link. If you guys didn't know that, it consistently stays updated. It's not just static with the properties that are already there. So
not a one time.
And even if you're using like Zillow, for example, right? You talk to somebody on the phone, you hang up, you want to send them listings, right? So go into Ylopo, set up the listing alert, send them that link from the Ylopo page and let them know, hey, keep using my website, because if you click on the other website, you're going to have 10 people reaching out to you at the same time.
And instead you have just one. Right.
It's a great strategy. So that's what I speak toward all the time. So
cool. Any other questions, thoughts, concerns, guys? Going once, going twice. All right. Looks like we're all done then, guys. Well, hey.
Awesome.
It has been an absolute pleasure. If you guys need anything whatsoever, please don't hesitate to reach out to our support team and to your account manager. They are more than happy to assist you in any way that we possibly can. We can get you in front of a trainer, coach if need be as well. That is always extremely helpful in situations like this where you may not have the best understanding of like how remarketing works and you know what you should be doing there. But please don't hesitate to ask for help. That's what we're here for. Okay. All right. Well, thank you all for hanging out. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Awesome. Take care, everyone.
Thanks, guys. See you later.